In this story, Paddington Bear picks an orange from an orange tree, but accidentally falls into a river. Fortunately, his Aunt Lucy saves him and instructs him to roar if he ever gets lost again. During the current day, Paddington uses a photo booth in London to take his passport photo. A little later, Paddington receives his passport and an umbrella in the mail, confirming his citizenship. Due to the fact that both Judy and Jonathan are growing old and Judy is about to leave for university, Mrs. Brown feels very low. She writes Paddington a letter, telling him that Aunt Lucy is missing him and acting strangely. After suggesting he visit Aunt Lucy in Peru, he agrees, so he and the Browns leave for Peru, believing it would be a great way for the family to bond together one last time. Upon arrival in Peru, the Brown family learns from the Reverend Mother that Aunt Lucy is missing in the jungle. Only her glasses and bracelet were left behind, but Paddington discovers a map and decides to search at Roomy Rock. When Mrs. Brown's mother advises them to begin their search in the jungle, she gives her a pendant. As the Browns travel across the river, Hunter spots Paddington's bracelet and believes it could help him find El Dorado. The Cabots are in search of the city of El Dorado. While on his way to Roomy Rock, Hunter reveals he is from a cursed family and is encouraged by his ancestors' spirits to find gold at all costs. Gina asks Hunter to turn back, and the two argue, before Hunter throws Gina off the boat, followed by Hunter. The boat crashes and sinks with no one at the helm, stranding the Brown family in the jungle. Unfortunately, Paddington loses his umbrella and becomes separated from the rest of the family, however he stumbles upon Roomy Rock. Luckily Hunter was waiting to catch him. During his explanation that Roomy Rock and his bracelet are both important for finding El Dorado, Paddington sits on a spiky fruit and roars, recalling what Aunt Lucy told him when he was a child. He and Hunter follow the roars in search of Aunt Lucy after hearing an echo, believing it is Aunt Lucy calling him back. They then search for Paddington at the home for retired bears, as Hunter still believes that he may lead him to El Dorado. In another part of the jungle, the Browns find Gina, who tells them the truth about the curse in her family. It appears the Reverend Mother is up to something when Mrs. Bird discovers a secret room and learns that Mrs. Brown's pendant is actually a tracker. After finding out where they were, Mrs. Bird and her Reverend Mother fly the plane to get to them. When Paddington and Hunter reach their destination, it is revealed that the roars were echoes of Paddington's own roars. Hunter grows furious and attacks Paddington, but the Browns rescue him. The bears from El Dorado, along with Gina, visit Paddington in London to the Browns' delight. Obsessed with finding gold, Hunter runs into Clarissa by plane and knocks her unconscious. The jungle spirits lead them to El Dorado, revealing that the treasure in fact consists of orange trees when they arrive. When they find Aunt Lucy, she explains that El Dorado is actually an orangery and that's where Paddington was born. She also reveals that Paddington's bracelet was Paddington's. Paddington and the other bears of El Dorado use it to find their way home if they ever get lost. They make marmalade with the oranges from El Dorado, and Paddington chooses London as his permanent home because his family is the Browns.